Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hi guys.
Oh, happy Sunday, everybody. I am so glad this weekend is over. I am so glad this weekend is over. I'm just like ready to keep moving forward with the week and get out the fuck out of this month. I'm over it.
I'm done.
Anyways, I hope everybody else though had a good weekend. Um, I am just tired.
I don't blame you.
But we do have a good episode tonight. By the way, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy. So, you may be wondering, wait a minute, isn't this supposed to be Music Madness with yours truly? Yes, it is. But I promised Aisha that he could tag along for at least one episode of Music Madness with yours truly. So, well, here he is.
And I'm gone. No, just
No!
just leaves. Just leaves. And I'm gone.
This is
But
kind of cool. It's like you get to like see like how my episodes usually go and how I do things
yeah, I need to get you on the deep talks with
with
me
the
one
D
episode.
man.
But yeah, that kind of sounds dirty. That sounds dirty.
With the Die Kingstro man. I don't know.
Keystroke. But yeah, I wanted to come on one episode and just wanted to share my music madness knowledge with the masses and to see how the ship is run over here on the solo dolo side of Marissa.
So basically, with Music Madness, what each episode consists of is just me talking about the pilgrimages we've been working on, pilgrimages that are going to be coming up, um, music that I've been getting into on my own time in the last month or so, or depending on how long ago it was since I did an episode of this, which it's been a month.
Mhm.
So I guess we'll just start talking about that. I'm actually gonna let you go first because you're the guest here. And guests usually go first on the show. As you guys know, when we have a guest on the show, we always let them go first. So,
Mhm.
um, what have you been listening to for the last month? Let's just go back that far.
I think for me, gosh, well, I know last month we ended with the Simple Plan pilgrimage, which was pretty awesome.
I still miss it.
I know you do. But like other than that, like I kind of started doing a fuel pilgrimage by myself. Uh,
Yeah.
for people who do not know who Fuel is a band that based in the like early '90s, and they're currently to this day like they're not doing a new CD. The latest one was like last year or 2 years ago, if I can remember correctly. Uh, I just finished their second album today, and I thought it was pretty good.
That is
And
cool.
then I'm starting another pilgrimage on top of the other one. So I'm doing two pilgrimages at the same time of Bad Omens.
Oh yeah.
Um, I've been wanting to get into their stuff for a little bit because one of my coworkers, she loves Bad Omens, and it's kind of like we talk about music and talk about life and all that stuff, and it's like kind of cool to bring it up sometime to be like, hey, I listened to Bad Omens, and she's like, oh yeah, how'd you like it? I'm like, all right. So it's something fun and new to talk about at work, with other coworkers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So oh god. Other than that, probably nothing else much. Like other than that,
So here's something we could talk about together. Let's talk about the issues pilgrimage that we have done so far. The
oh
last
yes.
time I did a Music Madness episode, I think we were just about to start. Um,
Mhm.
at this point in time, we're actually about to finish. We'll be finishing tomorrow officially, March 18th, with their very last album they did as a group, as well as the very last single they released. With them as a three piece, with Skylar on lead vocals. Um, It's gonna be very interesting to finish it off, and honestly, I'm actually kind of ready to move on. Um, for a
Mm,
lot of reasons, I feel like after we finished uh, self-titled, like Headspace, like it wasn't the best. I'm gonna be honest, and it kind of disappointed me a little bit because I've always heard that that album was really good, but overall it wasn't super good, but it wasn't super bad either. It's just like kind of like mid tier. It's like
mm,
nothing can beat old school issues with self-titled, and then their EP Black Diamonds, which I absolutely enjoyed that EP. Like that was the last one we just did. That
mhm.
was freaking amazing. Like that screams old school issues right there.
Yeah, it kind of did. The self-titled, like I remember listening to self-titled like a long,
It's
long
so
time ago.
fucking good.
That was like how I got into issues, through self-titled.
And then for me, it was through a song from Headspace that my cousin had been playing in the car one day, and then he also played another one, but it was from self-titled, and that's kind of how it started. It was kind of like a domino effect. I started looking up more of their stuff, more of their hits and stuff. That's how
Hmm.
I got into them. But once I heard that they were splitting up for good in January, I was like, we need to do a quick little issues pilgrimage. This is a very small pilgrimage of about 4 albums. So
Yeah.
for 4 weeks worth of listening, which it really didn't take long, it kind of went by really quickly.
Hmm.
But I'm ready to move on. Like I heard their last album wasn't the greatest. It's the first and only album without Michael Bond on unclean vocals. So it's like right off the bat, that's kind of a downside because I love the unclean vocals of the great Michael Bond from What Was Me.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of not feeling too good about this one coming up. I feel like we're going to end on a bad note, which, I mean, it's not the first time that's happened.
Yeah, that's not the first time, won't be the last.
Right. So, I mean, I'm ready to move forward. After this, we'll be doing Angels and Airwaves, and everything will be great. I'm very excited. Oh boy, speaking of Angels and Airwaves, I've been like going back to Secret Crowds, which is like one of my favorite Angels and Airwaves song right now that I know. And I'm just like trying to hype myself up. It's like we're going back to Tom DeLonge, but it's Tom DeLonge without Blink. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Right.
But I also want to do the one Boxcar Racer album as well after that's all set and done. Just
Hmm.
just for the hell of it, I want to see what it sounds like. I heard it sounds like almost exactly like Blink.
It is.
So
It is actually because I think on the or no, I'm thinking of plus 44, but plus 44 is the exact same, like it's kind of like almost the exact same thing as Boxcar Racer, kind of, because it's like it's still hype and still kind of like very energetic and stuff. I think they only did a like one album as
one
well.
album. So
It's like there's not much to go off of.
I'm very excited though to hop into this. It's kind of like revisiting Blink just without Mark. But I kind of want to do plus 44 now that we're talking about it. I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, I think we could probably do that because since like plus 44 and Boxcar Racer only have one album each, like that's an easy like little done dusted thing. And then
Yeah.
Angels and Airwaves, it's like there's I don't know how many albums, like
There's
what.
about I think 6 or 7.
It's a pretty good
That's not
mileage
bad.
out of
It's
it.
like about the same length as like Billy Talent or something. It won't take very long.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very excited. I think we'll do the Boxcar Racer and plus 44 thing at the end after we finish Angels and Airwaves, and then we could close the chapter on all the Blink stuff for once and for all. So
Yeah, because this is a very long chapter in Link territory.
yeah, this is like going through the breakups, like Tom leaving like several freaking times, starting his own group, and then Mark and Travis started their own group of plus 44. Even though Travis also went and played with what did he play on with Boxcar Racer or did he play with Angels and Airwaves? I think
No,
it was Boxcar Racer.
he did Boxcar Racer.
It's like he was like the middle child stuck in between it all. It
Hmm.
sucked.
And it's like I mean, there was really nothing else for Travis to do.
He
Like,
just wanted to like be civil about everything, you know?
yeah, it's like it's like visiting the parents on weekends. It's like, okay, Travis, it's like, okay, you're with Tom, okay, over here on the weekends, and Mark, you have him on Monday through Friday. you know?
It sucks just thinking about it, but like I shouldn't be reflecting on that because they're back together now and everything seems really cool. They just played at Lollapalooza over the weekend and they had a huge crowd.
Yeah, you showed me that crowd. Like, holy crap,
Yeah,
what
I
a
think it
crowd!
was Tom and Mark that posted it on their story or something on Instagram. They showed like an aerial shot of the crowd. I'm like, holy crap, like that is huge. So it's looking like everything's kind of going on the up and up for Blink, and I'm still listening to the music like
Oh yeah,
constantly.
yeah, I am too. It's like it's fun to good think of the good times, and then it's like it's also kind of sad to think of the bad times. But there's more good times to come from them being back together for once and for all, and not trying to split up and stuff again.
And
Hopefully,
what I'm thinking is, it's like all that stuff that happened in the past. It's kind of what made them stronger as a group.
yeah.
You know, in 2024, like they're like fucking stronger than ever. Like they're crazy.
Hmm.
Um, so moving forward on to stuff that I've been listening to for the last month. The last time I spoke with you guys, I was on a rainbow kick, and I still am on a rainbow kick. Um, that's actually gonna be another pilgrimage that we're gonna be doing eventually. Is Rainbow? They don't have many albums either. They have like three with what Dio,
Three
three
with the
with
oh,
Joel and Turner, one with Graham Bonnet, and then that
Doogie
oddball
White.
one. Yeah. So there's not many. About the length of the Blink pilgrimage, I'm thinking it won't take too long. I definitely would love to do that, like very, very soon. The thing
Mm.
is, I have a surprise pilgrimage in store coming in like May or June. So that's gonna be probably in the fall. I'm thinking Rainbow or later in the summer. I'm not 100% sure yet. But we will be doing that this year. Like I have been really wanting to get into their stuff lately, just to see, like, compare and contrast the sound of the group with the three or four different singers. I think it'll be interesting. But technically, actually, we're going to be listening to one album very soon because it's actually approaching its anniversary coming up. Straight Between the Eyes from 1982. We'll be listening to that very soon because it's approaching its anniversary for the year. So we're gonna kind of have a little head start, a little bit of a teaser as to what we're in for Rainbow,
Mm.
at least for the Joel and Turner stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm very excited.
Mm.
Another group that I mentioned the last time I did an episode of this was REM. And yes, I am
Yes.
still hooked on REM, very much so. We just listened to Out of
At
Time this
time.
past week
Mm-hmm.
for how old did it turn? It came out in
33.
91. Yeah, it turned 33 this year. Very, very good album.
Still holds up 33 years later, though.
Yeah, it is so freaking good. This was our first ever REM album we got to listen to together. I am definitely not disappointed. I'm so glad I have this album on CD. It's definitely worth the buy. Definitely worth checking out. Um, I love REM. Like, I will forever say this. Michael Stipe goes down in history as one of the best vocalists of all time.
For sure, yeah. I don't think like anybody's gonna really top him because at the time, excuse me, at the time, like in like early '90s, well, in late '80s too, REM was untouchable, kind of.
They were the kings of alternative rock because they're considered alternative rock. When you think of alternative rock, it's not a typical sound that you would hear with any day-to-day rock group. This is a group that like kind of thinks outside the box in terms of vocalism, lyricism, just the actual sound of the instruments playing. Like it just has a different vibe to it, and that's kind of what Out of Time really screams. It's the first time they actually used a mandolin on an album.
Hmm.
There's actually an instrumental track on this album as well, which I thought was really cool, and you get to hear some vocal work from the bass player in this album, which I
Yeah.
thought was a really nice touch. Like you can, like, there are some groups where the vocalists will swap back and forth. Like you have Styx, for example. They do have two vocalists. Um,
Hmm.
Tommy Shaw being one of them. Absolutely love that guy. Um,
Yeah.
and then you have Foo Fighters, who occasionally we do hear Taylor Hawkins. the drum player,
Mm,
on vocals, like on "Cold Day in the Sun." That's like the first song I think of. And then their cover of "Life of Illusion," and then the cover of "Have a Cigar." Like you hear Taylor Hawkins on there as lead vocals.
mhm,
So it's not overly a surprise, but to me, I was kind of surprised because I really didn't know REM was one of those groups who did that with
mm.
another musician in their group. So, and not to mention, fucking Kate from the B-52s is on some of those tracks as well, which I was very happy to hear.
Yeah, she was on like four of the tracks.
Yeah, I was actually like really ecstatic to hear that because I like the B-52s, and she's like one of the freaking most powerhouse type vocalists I've ever heard in my
Mm.
life.
Yeah, it's like I think it was Shiny Happy People. Oh God, now I would have to remember now. I know like Shiny Happy People, like she was like a main vocal on that song. Cause I think you I think you showed me the video before. I can't remember if you did or not, but um it's like she carries a presence and her voice is so freaking phenomenal too. Um I was like, I'm surprised that she's still singing to this day and all this stuff, despite her age. But it's like it's 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 singing. It's like it's showbiz. Gotta carry on. Um,
Right.
but her and Michael, they work very very well together as vocalists too.
Their voices really click together, and it's just I love it. The thing is with
Hmm.
Michael Stipe, it's like as soon as you hear his voice, you just need to stop and listen. It's like you like he like kind of like draws you in.
Hmm.
Like he just has that emotion to his voice. I really, really love it.
I remember when we were listening to the album, I said, if he if you put him in a concert and he would start singing, everybody would like turn in towards him and just like focus on his singing. I remember saying that because I was
I
like, he's really good. He's very very talented.
absolutely love that guy. He's very down to earth. He stands up for what's right. I've seen his posts on Instagram. Like he stands up for a lot of the good stuff in this world. Um, he's like a fashion icon too. Apparently, I've seen him posing in some like really fashionable clothes. I was like, ooh, okay. Absolutely love that guy. One of my biggest inspirations in life. Another artist that I have been really, really wanting to run back. Actually, it's not even an artist; it's a band. I want to go back to my roots and run back Billy Talent very soon. I have been putting them on the back burner for so freaking long since we did the pilgrimage back in what 2022 maybe.
Yeah, 2022.
I think it was 2022. It's been a while. No pun
Well,
intended. I would love to run their stuff back with you eventually. The thing is, most of their albums came out during summer. I think there's only one or two albums that came out in September. Dead Silence being one of them. And then I believe Billy Talent 3 didn't come out in the States till September as well. The rest of them came out in like June to July, I believe. I might be missing one though, now that I think about it. Let me see. Actually, I'm actually very curious. Like, I am pretty good at memorizing stuff, and Billy Talent's discography is like one of the few groups I can thoroughly memorize from top to bottom. So, let me see. Billy Talent 1. Okay, so that is another one that came out in September. Okay. So, it looks like there's three albums that came out in September, with 1, 3, and Dead Silence being it. Now, as I mentioned, originally though, 3 came out on July 10th in Europe, but it didn't hit the US till the 22nd of September. So I'm going to say September for that. And then you have Afraid of Heights that came out at the end of July. Crisis of Faith came out in the winter time of 2022, and Billy Talent 2 came out in June. So I would love to run their stuff back very soon. Just as like a little side thing. We don't have to revisit our episodes on the pilgrimage. Like we don't have to revisit any of those. I just want to rerun it just for fun because I miss it. Just the nostalgia factor.
yeah, I mean, it would be a good nostalgia trip too.
Every time I hear Billy Talent now, it's just like it's such a feel good moment. Like when I hear them on the radio, which is like hardly ever now, which really sucks. Or when I hear them on my playlist when I hit shuffle, it's like it's just such a feel good moment. Like it's like it's like being reconnected with a friend that you haven't spoken to in a long time. It's just it feels so good, and I would love to run their stuff back just for that feel good moment.
Yeah.
So I think one last group or artist, I guess you could say, that I would really like to cover ground about, I guess you could say as well. Oh man, I've been all over the place with music lately. I have been re-listening to stuff, I've been discovering new stuff. I've been kind of in between with everything. Is Foo Fighters. I've been thinking about Foo Fighters a lot as well because we're approaching the anniversary of Taylor Hawkins passing. And I've
Hmm.
been in my feels almost the whole month. It's like every time I hear Foo Fighters right now, it's like it puts me in a different state. It's like, oh my god, we're approaching the 2 year anniversary of Taylor Hawkins passing. I remember when I found out about him passing away. I at that time we weren't even close to being on the Foo Fighters pilgrimage. We didn't do that till last year.
Hmm.
He died in 2022. So this was like way before. So when I found out he died, I'm like, wow. Like he was young too. He was only 50.
Hmm.
I was like kind of
And
shocked.
he had he had his wife and his kid at the time too.
Yeah.
And he just left them, he left them all behind, like everybody like that he loved. Um it was sad to see him go, and weren't they in Brazil?
They were on tour. I remember that. Excuse me. They found him in in a hotel room. He
Which,
was unconscious.
yeah, it's like who knows what had happened at that point, cuz I don't think anybody did.
Up to
Like
this day, I don't think anybody knows. Like, there's still no official cause of death. There's still nothing like that released, and it's been two
it's
years.
it's like Dave, God bless him. He lost his two best friends. He lost Taylor and he lost his mom within the exact same year, I think.
Yeah, he did. He lost his mother in August of that year.
It's like two blows like back to back. Like,
Hence why we got But Here We Are last year.
yeah. Um
By the way, that album's really freaking good.
oh yeah, 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 of course. Um it's cool that we're gonna be celebrating the life of a Taylor Hawkins with the acoustic side of In Your Honor, um, which we didn't give it a fair shake last time because we did it all in one go,
Yeah,
which
and
was
Your
kind of,
Honor is two separate sides, and one
yeah,
side's the rock, one side's acoustic. By the time we got to the acoustic, we were tired,
yeah,
but
we
we
were
still
just
kept going.
like
Um,
on autopilot at
oh,
that point.
pilot. So we're gonna give it another shot. With just the acoustic side. You know what? It's actually fitting because "Cold Day in the Sun" is on there,
Yeah,
and I feel like when we get to that song, I'm gonna break. Like I'm literally just gonna break.
yeah, I understand that.
But
I
you know
don't
what?
blame you.
In a way, I was low key. Like, if we didn't get that album, I was low key hoping we were going to get But Here We Are.
Mm.
Because that would have
I
really broke the camel's back. That would have made me
Yeah,
bawl.
I thought we were probably gonna get Wasted Light,
Oh, man, that album's good too.
because
But,
like it's like it would just be kind of fitting at the end, because it's like it's Walk and all that stuff, and it's kind of fitting. Um, but like, yeah, with like But Here We Are, and then the and stuff like that. Yeah, that would have just like it would have broken me and you. It would like, oh my god.
yeah, but I think But Here We Are would have really broke me because it ends with Rest.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were crying like last year when we first heard it. Like we were fucking bawling. I remember that because it'd only been a year since Taylor had passed. But in a
Hmm.
way, I'm glad we're rerunning the acoustic side of In Your Honor because I've been thinking about that for a while. I'm like, damn, we really need to give that another chance because we didn't give it a fair chance when we ran it the first time. So
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm super ready for it. That's what next Monday.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
it's the
next
day I
Monday.
have my dentist appointment, isn't it? Or is it the day before? Oh, is it? Yeah, it is the day I have my dentist appointment. What the fuck? Damn, there was a lot of stuff going on that day. Um, but I'm ready. I'm really ready for it. I've been wanting to do it for a while. Um, but yeah, Foo Fighters has been on my mind heavily this month as well, just because of Taylor's passing, and it doesn't get any easier just thinking about it. It's like the more and more I grow attached to the Foo Fighters, it's like the more and more I realize, oh shit, Taylor's gone. He's not coming back. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Um, it's like it's kind of hard to not think about Taylor because like whenever I hear My Hero now, I think about Taylor.
Every time I hear like Cold Day in the Sun or like just anything with his vocals on it, I think of him.
Hmm.
And I love
It
Cold Day in the Sun. I've been really attached on that song.
right. It's funny that we're talking about Foo Fighters now. Um, at my work, we have a thing called Jimmy Tunes, and uh, there's a rock station on there, and I was like, okay, because it has like a mixture of like Creed, Foo Fighters, whatever have you. And it played Dear Rosemary, and
Ah,
I was like, okay, haven't heard that song in a long time, ever since like the Wasting Light pilgrimage, for that album, and I was like, okay, like Rosemary, and I was like, okay, and I just like kind of like had like a chill run down my spine when I heard that song because I was like, because I thought about Taylor, I was like, oh man, he's never coming back. Like it kind of hit me. I was like, oh shit, like he's never coming back. I was like, oh my god, like it just felt like a chill just coming down my spine. I was like, oh, uh, I just hate that feeling.
I
But
know, I hate it too. Like certain songs make me feel that way. Like February Stars, for example, that is a huge one that gives me chills every time. Trying to
right,
think of another one. I can't think for shit tonight. I'm trying to think. Um,
like I was
Pretty
gonna say
much when
like
I
walk.
hear, yeah, I was gonna say walk. When I hear Man on the Moon, I get chills,
Man on the moon,
or as Ken calls it,
moon on the
Moon
man.
on the Man. That fucker. Um, but anyways, that's gonna wrap up Music Madness with yours truly. This is episode 7, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that. I'm still trying to keep track of how many episodes I've done of all these. But thank God for playlists, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, ooh, okay. So I'm looking at my calendar right now. Our next episode just so happens to be a random ranking episode, and we're actually running back ACDC. That is crazy. Oh my. All right, let me dig my list out here. So, random ranking ACDC edition. That'll be this Thursday. I am actually very excited for this one. ACDC, like, I feel like that's a random ranking series that's never going to end because ACDC has such a wide discography. They have like 18 albums and there's a shit ton of songs. And there's even like the Backtracks album, which has like all of the B sides and stuff like that, unreleased stuff. And who knows what's going to happen with ACDC. Like, I don't know if they're ever going to make more music. I know they're going on a European tour, but it's not all the same members. I know Brian and Angus are still there. And I think it's Steve. Is it Stevie?
CV Young.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
nephew. He's
Yeah.
tagging along. But Malcolm's gone. Phil Rudd's not playing because he can't cross borders. And Cliff Williams retired. So they're finding replacements for the drummers and bassists and stuff like that. So who knows if they're ever going to make music again. I'm just thankful that they're going on one last tour for right now.
Mm,
So, 10 songs up for grabs. They go as followed. Starting off with Rock and Roll Damnation, going into What's Next to the Moon, Hold Me Back, Beating Around the Bush, Are You Ready? Night of the Long Knives, Walk All Over You, Down Payment Blues, Rocker, and Damned. So we have quite a few Powerage tracks. Kind of
yeah.
surprised.
I was gonna say like we have some Power Rich tracks in that
Yeah,
shit. Like,
I got Powerage. We've got one lone freaking Razor's Edge track. We've got 2 tracks from Highway to Hell. We got 1 track from For Those About to Rock. We've got 2 tracks from Stiff Upper Lip. one track from Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Okay. I was gonna say like lots of kind of like
Lots of Bond stuff.
Bond. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Usually we don't get that. Usually we get a lot of Brian Johnson stuff because there's more Brian Johnson albums. So I will take this. This is kind of a rarity. This is going to be a good one. Off the top of my head, I don't know what episode number this is. We've done so many of these random ranking episodes, it's so hard to keep track of them all because there's so many bands to cover. Um,
Yep.
but that'll be this Thursday. You guys will not want to miss it. So, moving forward, I have tonight's song of the night. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what I want to pick. That's the one thing I did not bring to the table tonight is my song, which is rare. I think I'm just gonna go with a rainbow song. I'm gonna go with Rock Fever. So that'll be tonight's song of the night. If you guys want to take a listen, feel free to do so. Um, crap, I have to go. Crap. Shit.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to do the outro. I'll be right back.
Okay. So thank you so much for watching. We do have a YouTube channel, which is you're probably listening to on right now. We also have TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Um, we do have a Reddit page, and I do have a YouTube channel, my own solo channel. Last time when we did an episode, which was last Thursday, I had hit 1,200 subscribers right now. And for right now, my subscriber goal is to reach 1,300 by the end of next month. Currently, right now, I'm at 1218 right now. Um, and for the podcast channel, we are at 362, I believe. Or no, yes, 362 subscribers right now. Thank you so much for subscribing to us and riding with us. I'm just gonna probably kill some air here. But it's been a huge ride to go on this. I love that Marissa's doing her thing with the music madness and all that stuff, and so yeah, just gonna just try to kill some air here.
Okay.
Okay. I was killing some air.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to go do something real quick, right out of random. Um,
I I
where did
told
you
them
leave off?
about I told them about the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit.
Oh
Told them
yes,
about the
on
YouTube
Linktree.
channels and all stuff.
So
Did the whole outro.
yes, go subscribe to Dystro. Once again, take a listen to tonight's song of the night. I already forgot the song. Oh my god. That's how tired I am. I have a freaking headache. Rock Fever, yes. Rock Fever by
Fever by
Rainbow
Rainbow.
from Straight. I can't fucking read that.
Straight
Straight
between the
Between
eyes.
the Eyes. My eyes are blurry tonight. Jesus Christ. Alright. Song of the night. Be sure to go listen to it. Rock Fever by Rainbow from Straight Between the Eyes. Like I said, we're getting to that album very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, and thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys Thursday. Peace.
Peace.